Hello, everybody. This is John with Alarm Lock Technical Support, and thank you for joining us for the Air Access Quick Start Setup Guide. All right, so at this point, you should have a fully functioning system as we went over the initial steps to set up your Air Access radio, gateway, and locks to be discovered onto the system and the users for that system. So I just want to briefly just touch on the operators, which is the end user login information that you would provide to the customer. So if we click on administration and we go into operators, as you see on every new Air Access installation, there is a primary main username, which is the first one. It's always numerical. This is actually the primary user ID that you would give to the customer. It gets created by default. You're also emailed this information upon you activating the Air Access radio at ComNet. So you would also receive that information via email. So just to quickly note here, so the username is always numerical. The account number is the account number of the customer, and a way to obtain that is actually this first set of digits here, so 60948, and then the username would be this numerical number, and then the temporary password always created by default for these accounts is air1234 with a capital A. So that's very important. You can give this to the customer, and the first time they initially log in, they will be prompted to change that default password. So, but just so you know, if you maybe have missed the email or deleted it, you can always just obtain it here. Again, the username and then the account number is this first set of 5 digits here that you would provide to the customer. And then also I want to notate the personal information below. So this is information that's actually pulled from ComNet. When you activated the radio on ComNet, you might have put the business name or the school or the college or the university name here. And you'd actually want to change this to the first and last name of the primary principal of the location, just so that when they log in, the way that the app works is it actually looks at the first and last name and it assigns it the doors according to the first and last name and what doors that personnel user actually has access to. So it's very important to change this, if necessary. You just want to touch on this. So you would actually put this to the first and last name of your primary, again, principal or whomever you're giving this to, and then just ensure in the access personnel screen here that you also have a user there enabled with the same exact first and last name, because that will determine the doors that are assigned to that particular user. And then as you see here, there are also 2 other users, HR. The default password for that is HR123. And then the default password for security is security123. So these are just 2 other usernames that are created with a limited privilege role. So if you really aren't using these 2, you can surely delete them. Or if you choose, you can also just add a new username for your customer if you do not wish to give them the numerical number that's created by default into the system. And again, this is the information they would use for the Air Access .cloud website portal. And then the customer also will have access to this with the Air Access app that they can download on their iPhone or on their Android right from their respective download stores. So I definitely just wanted to touch on this. This is very important. At the end of the install, you want to be able to pass this over to the customer where they can log in and see. We'll have another video which goes over the different privileges for that user. At this point, all of the configuration programming, such as your locks and panels, your readers, anything that has to do with the dealer installation programming, that would be omitted from the end user login. They're going to be able to do, personnel. They can add and change schedules. They'll be able to view their events and audits. So they'll have a lot of access to most things, but like most of they can't just add another lock. But we'll have another video that goes over a little bit more detail on that. Again, this is John with Alarm Lock. I hope you enjoyed this video on setting up your air access system. Have a great day.